Hola, minasan! Welcome back for another round of freelance gaming. And today I'm introducing you all to a little something that I've done in over on the YouTubes, and I'm gonna bring it here onto the Twitches. And that is a roster run. That's right, fighting game roster runs. Oh my gosh, it's a roster run. Wait, what's a roster run? It's very simple. I take on the entire roster. I go into versus mode and just go from one fighter to the end to the other end, and get as many wins as possible on the highest possible level. Yep, that's how it works. Well, you'll see soon enough once I get started. But just let you all know, if you're interested in joining this channel, just click those follow buttons or subscribe buttons or whatever those buttons are. You know what those buttons are. I shouldn't even have to tell you, because if you like what you see here, you know how to follow me. And I welcome your follow, and thank you for your follow and your subscription and whatnot and so on and so forth. Just want to give you all a quick heads up that the schedule is finalized here on Twitch with Coqui-san here on Twitch. You can go on over to my Twitter, or if you want to get the schedule, what the schedule is, or go over to my about page. Ooh, I got something in my eye. Excuse me there. Pardon me. That's gross. Let me smear that on my shoulder here. Yes. So I'll be operating Monday through Fridays, always at 11 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, USA, unless otherwise noted. Unless otherwise noted. But there will be no Saturday and Sunday shows. That's my weekend off. I got to be able to rest. I've got to be able to relax. But most importantly, I'm gonna need those weekends free if I want to deal with the business side, the back end of the business. Travels and such, conventions. Who knows? I do take my prototypes off to play testing at conventions, depending on if they're operating or not, thanks to global events. But nevertheless, it's very simple. It's a very simple schedule, and yeah. Well, let me not waste too much time. I want to get on with the roster run. Okay. So just join me for starting this week and see what it is that I'm offering up and everything, and you'll get a good idea of what this channel is all about. So let's get on with the roster run. So here I'm in the options. So just to show you all for transparency. Okay. Is it not here? Button config, sound config, screen config. No? Oh, sorry. That would be over here. I don't know why I keep thinking the options. Versus mode. Yes, versus mode. So, player versus CPU. This is player versus CPU. Alright. Here's the highest level possible. Hardest. The hardest difficulty imaginable. It is imaginable. The best of 3 rounds, 99 on the time limit. Okay, this is gonna be Omega Edition. All fighters is gonna be done on Omega. All right, L'Omega. All right, and proceed forward. So this is Ken, the one of the first Street Fighters. The other being Ryu. The first 2 Street Fighters you get to play in the Street Fighter series. All right, so. Start from DiCaprio, end at Hugo. I also don't do random on the stage selects because I don't like going through the same stage 5 times. So, the old Ken, I'm taking alternate costume 3, Omega version, and I'm going to stick with Shinryuken all the way through, 100% handicap. So my first fighter will be DiCaprio. All right. Omega. Alright. And all fighters are going to be also at 1, just like Ken, because I picked number 1, so I'm going to keep them all at 1. Alright. Okay. And stage select. And gonna run all the stages. So we'll get to see all the stages from start to finish. So it seems like I got a viewer. Welcome, viewer. Welcome. I hope you enjoy this roster run. Hopefully I remember the patterns. I had a good roster run with Sakura, who was the last fighter I played. Finished with a good, with a decent winning record. Ooh. So see if I could duplicate that. If I stop running, stop jumping. This isn't the 90s. Ooh. Gotcha. Oh! Oh! Axe kick. Nice. Alright, off to a good start. Despite getting blasted. I gotta watch out for that.
What will happen now?
Don't be afraid to join in the chat. Anybody who shows up. Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, I asked for that. I'm not gonna catch her. There we go. Keep ducking. Alright, got win number 1. So far, so good. Gotta be a little smarter, though. Gotta be a little smarter. Alright. Watch out. I don't want to hit rematch. Next character. Yeah, I gotta not press button mashing too much when going into that whole end screen here, because then I end up hitting rematch and then I gotta stop and it just breaks the flow of awesomeness. There we go. Oh, that's 2 Hadoken. Why are they stuck at 2? Huh. Next stage.
Nothing. Exciting switch key. Fight locale. Chosen.
Hopefully I can make a good impression for all of you fighting fans out there. After all, Savage Strikers is a fighting game, the fighting card game. And it's games like Street Fighter 4 that influences it. It'll be very bad if I really stink at this stuff. and yet I'm designing the whole thing. Gotcha. Gotcha. Woo! Throw one. Haha. Whew. So,
What will happen now? Fight!
oh, he stepped on my toes. That hurts. Oh, solar plexus. Gotcha again. Bam. Woo. I walked into that one. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I should know better. It's freaking basic 101 against Ryu. Never jumped the fireball. Ah.
It all comes down to this. Fight!
Dang it. I was trying to show you can have. Oh, I wasn't close enough. What'd I do that for? Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve that. No, no. He punched me in the face. Alright, it's time for a mirror match. Make sure it's Omega. Here we are.
East Asia, Festival, the Old Town. Fight locale, chosen.
The little kid like.
Let's get started. Fight!
Gotcha. Ah, he threw me. Dang it! He fireballed me. Wow. I was coming in for. Dang it.
Let's keep it up. Fight!
Take that. Dang it. Back, 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 back. Got him. Get him on the wake up. Woo. Okay. Here we go.
It all comes down to this. Fight!
Come on, come on. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, come on.
You lose.
Should have been a little smarter.
Who will bask in the glory and adoration that comes with being declared the world's greatest fighter?
There we go.
South America. Cosmic Elevator. Destination confirmed.
Is it really confirmed?
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
Oh, he got past that. Woo! All right.
And the battle continues. Fight!
Ah, he sat on me. Oh, and then he slapped me. And he's still slapping me. Get over here. Nah. Whew. Alright. Smart play. Gotta be smart here. Aw, you serious? I had to. Gotcha. Bam! Sweetness. Woo! There we go. It's a little better.
You win!
We're in for a long journey tonight.
The world's fiercest fighters await. Will you be the last warrior standing?
Go. Oh, okay. I think I remember why they're set to 2. It's because of Sakura. I picked her number 2. I picked her number 2 Ultra, so I picked everybody's number 2 Ultra.
Fight locale chosen.
Can't wait to do a Street Fighter 5 roster run. I just gotta learn Street Fighter 5.
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
Oof. You and your slides. It's alright. Didn't need to force it.
Let's keep it up. Fight!
Oh! 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 Oh boy. Bam! Return the favor. Woo! Got another win. Got a little streak going here.
craziest and wildest fighters have assembled from around the world to join in the fight. But only one.
Okay, this is gonna be freaking crazy. let me put it like this. You're gonna be seeing Lara going over and over again. And she's gonna beat me doing it. Because my brain can't freaking process that it's easy to counter that.
The battle has begun. Fight!
Ugh. No, not my cojones. Ah. Woo, that is a lot of energy on that one. Wow. Oh man. That full power ultra, that was crazy. That was some crazy damage. No. Oh, wrong one. But you see what I mean? She's like, yeah, over and over again. And then she follows it up with a focus attack. Woo. Got her. Finally beat her for the first time. Dang. Woo.
You win. Who will bask in the glory and adoration that comes with being declared the world's greatest fighter?
Dudley.
North America, Friday night. The stage of battle is set.
Rolling Thunder again. And somebody be like, I know that reference. Fancy.
Battle has begun.
Should have been a bowler hat. Yep. Dempsey roll. Sure. I'll oblige. Stick your face out.
Will the tide of battle turn? Fight!
Oh, he got through. Dang. Gotcha. Oh, he blocked it. And here we go. Oh, my man didn't even throw a boxing glove. He just said elbow. He's like flying elbow. He think he a wrestler. You a boxer. Back boxing. Dang. Fell into that one. Gotcha. Boom. Ugh, right in the bread basket. You got reach. Use the reach. Alright, I'm streaking. Happiness. And select character. And yeah, so for those of you who might be curious, roster runs are not just restricted to just Street Fighter 2. I've done Blade Strangers, I've done Guilty Gear. I've done, you know, pretty much any game that has a versus mode and it's 1v1. I tried, how you say? I tried to do Dragon Ball Fighters because they do have 1v1, but because of the way it's all set up and the way the balance is, I won't be able to pull that off. And I know that Skullgirls also has like 1v1, but again, you know, they don't have it designed as a best of 3, so it makes it very difficult to do a roster run with those games, with games like that. So I still haven't figured out how I can be able to do a roster run with those team versus teams, those type of games. You know, plays the versus Capcom format. It's very disappointing because how awesome would have been to roster run Dragon Ball Fighters. But if you want to see other fighting games, yeah. But the key thing is that it's got to be a complete roster, which is something that threw me off with Melty Blood. I thought that Melty Blood roster was 100% set, the Type Lumina, and it turns out that they're coming out with more fighters, so it kind of makes it very hard for me to enjoy doing a roster run when I don't have a full roster. Gotcha. Bam. Ah, there we go. Yeah, he got me. No, he didn't. Why did I jump for it? I know he does that. So yeah, I'm very anxious. I want to do a roster run of them fighting herds. Oh my gosh, that'd be so freaking awesome to pull off. Oh, he teleported behind me. Ah, his teleports are crazy. Why did I? Oh, he came up behind me. Ended up EXing. Dang, there goes my ultra combo there. Uh-oh, is Seth breaking my streak? Gotcha. Dang, he got me. He's like, whoa. It's like, behold my belly. Oh, that's a loss. Oh. Dang, that teleport. Well, my streak's over. That was a 4-game winning streak. Oh, I just needed one more hit with him. Ah. Excuse me. I better grab myself a quick thing of water here. Always that water ready. Go for the throat. I said water wetty. Go get it. Go, Ken. Go. Take it to the half pipe. Eat pizza when you should have French fried. The battle of the Shoryukens.
Who will emerge a champion? Fight!
Oh yeah, he likes. Get back there. Oh! Oh man. Yeah, I couldn't do a wake up. Oh! Hitbox miss. Uh-oh. Sensei's taking me to school. Gotcha. Bam! Get some damage here. Bro. Dang. I was hoping I could get some quick hits in here. There we go. Get that reach.
This match defines the winner. Fight!
Oof. Bro. Oh, nipped out. Oh, nice. Is he saying Skadukin? There we go. Wow, that was a good jump. Woo. Let's keep them wins coming. My sensei is my rival now. Select the character.
Who will bask in the glory and adoration that comes with being declared the world's greatest?
Akuma Matata.
Snowy Railgun. Fight locale chosen.
Gonna teach me pain.
Are you ready? Fight!
There we go. Got him in the throw. Oh! He grabbed me from midair. He's like, get down here. And he backed off. He knew I was gonna wake up. He knew I was gonna do a wake up, and he's like, no. It's like, I already need you. You won't get it. He knows I'm coming in for the wake up. Wow. Saw that. Wow. This time the computer was smart enough. Smart enough to go back off. Hitch it, back off. Hitch it, back off. Just teleport back. Akuma never did that in any of the other roster runs. Computer's wised up. He wised up. Let's go to a new character. Hey, we've got another viewer. Welcome. Welcome to a roster run of Ken Ultra Street Fighter 4. The whole objective is to get as many wins as I can in versus mode on the highest difficulty. Oh, no, no. Nope. Almost made a mistake there. Yes. There we go. Enjoy the ride. Next up is South America. So, my favorite fighting game? My favorite fighting game is Waku Waku 7. Oh, I love that game to death. I'm definitely gonna have to play that on here in the future. Such an entertaining game. Very well balanced too. Hilarious when you get the endings. They need to bring that back, big time. Like a whole new Waku Waku 7. There we are. Oof. Ah, that was supposed to be a wake up. Dang it. Oh, that whiffed. There we go. But yeah, Waku Waku 7, especially Fernandez. Such a crazy character. It just turns into a total kaiju battle. Dang it. Oh, he's gonna try it again. Woo! Sweetness. Ah, I was trying to get that ultra off. Uh-oh, I'm not getting my ultras off. Oh, he's gonna try again. Got it! Woo! Who just finished this? I know I got one more round to go.
You win.
Oh, I did win. Oh man, but yeah, Waku Waku 7. What a quirky game. And now that there's so many genres out, we gotta like get the isekai character in Waku Waku 7. We gotta get the singing idol, the singing idol stereotype, the My Hero Academia stereotype. All after the Waku Waku balls. Make it happen, Sunsoft, if you still exist. Alright.
Small airfield. Fight locale chosen. Are you ready? Fight!
And the man. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah. Yeah, I screwed up. Well, that's a crazy pose. There we go. Ah. Oh. Yep. Lost to Dan. I wear Shane. I wear the mark of Shane. Every damn day is like, yay! Bed. You put me to bed. B-E-D. Bed. So far it's 7 to 5. I'm leading 7 to 5 on the computer here. Yeah. Sakura. Should be called Haru Ramen. Have a ramen bowl. It's all about the ramen.
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
There we go. Oh, dang it. Ow. Got her. Oh. Basic little jump. She's like, shah.
What will happen now? Fight!
Oh, little smart. Ow. The computer knows I'm gonna do it. Maybe I should. There we go. Get closer. Oh. Gotcha. Bam. I'm slipping up. I'm slipping up. Losing to all the Shotos. Yeah, I just realized I'm losing to all the Shotos. All the Shotos are kicking my butt talks. Even the pseudo Shotos like Seth. Yeah. The last of the Shotos. Oni. I think. Oh no, Evil Ryu. It's still Evil Ryu.
North America. Bad gear hideout. Fists will fly at this location.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Dang it. Come on.
Begun. Fight!
Ah. Sorry about that. See, this is why I gotta pay attention.
The craziest and wildest fighters have assembled from around the world to join in the
Yeah,
fight.
he's an Omega.
But only one
There we go.
declared the best.
There we go. Now he's got Ultra Combo 1.
North America.
Max.
Here hideout.
There we go. That's better. It's supposed to have Tomato Gojado. Tomato Tomato.
Are you ready?
Try hard. Dang. Dang it. I hate that move. There we go. Come on. There we go. Gotcha. Bam! Gotta be patient. Alright. Woo! Gonna keep the computer from streaking here.
Continue. Fight!
Bam! Oh! There we go. Did I get him? No. Okay, got it. Woo! First time I beat Oni in a roster run. Sweetness. Eight to 6. So far, so good.
It's survival of the fittest on a global scale. Who among the challengers will make it to the top?
Okay, Elena. Omega.
Eden Age, Old Temple. Destination confirmed.
Aha.
私のダンス見せてあげる
Are you ready?
Capoeira.
Fight!
Oof. There we go. Oh! I was gonna do it. Dang it. Wow. Just-
少し横になりましょういい天気なんだし
And the battle continues. Fight!
Ah. Dang it. Ah. Dang it. I shouldn't have let her keep me pinned in the corner. I should have gotten myself out of there. Whew, the computer is about to, it's gonna try and overtake me. "15 fighters. Now, time for row 2. The next 15. Or is it line 2? Is it line 2? Anyway. Yoon. Yo-ho. Anybody wants a yoo-hoo? We're going on a cruise.
Cruise ship stern. Fight locale chosen. The battle has
Yep.
begun. Fight!
Ouch. That's all he does. Yeah, sometimes the computer gets weird like this. You just go.
Let's keep it up. Fight!
Ooh. Throw. Throw again. Ow. Gotcha. This game's over.
You win!
Getting 10 wins this late, this early in the whole thing, pretty good. Feels good. Goody. Feng shui. Messing up with my shui.
Historic distillery. Fists will fly at this location. It's the battle of the century. Fight!
People who throw fireballs with big kicks. Everyone thinks they're king from King of Fighters. Just spam it. There we go. Take the exchange, get the win.
Pick up the pace. Fight!
Ooh, that's got a vacuum effect there. Come on. Oh. Ah, that was dumb. Yeah. I'm probably gonna lose this round because I deserve it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
You win.
I'll take that win. Ten to 7.
The world's fiercest fighters await. Will you be the last warrior standing?
Chun-Li.
Each day, deserted temple. Your destiny will be determined here.
Will I survive? I doubt it. Not against Chun-Li and her alpha outfit.
覚悟はいいわよ
Are you ready? Fight!
はい
Yeah, that axe kick. Gotcha. Bam! Let's slow this down a bit. There we go. Woo! There's that axe kick.
しっかり練習してこい
And the battle continues. Fight!
She's got some meat here to work with. Ah, ah. She's like, kick, kick. Wait, wait, kick, kick. Woo! There we go. Hey, I beat Chun-Li.
You win!
Nice. Ah, bit, bit. That's what my letters say here. Ah, bit, bit. Alright, get a little streak going here. How many wins can I get before I get knocked out?
It's survival of the fittest on a global scale. Who among the challengers will make it to the top?
There we go. Ah, for those of you curious, I'm using the old Mayflash arcade stick F300. I modified the modified it with Sanwa parts. You can check out my unboxing and arcade stick mod video over on my YouTube channel, Coqui-san.
いつでもいいぜ
You get to see how I did the mod and then see me test it out on Waku Waku 7.
Let's get started.
It was pretty cool. Modding my first ever mod. Oh. There we go. Yeah. It was pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never done anything like that before, modding. My first fight stick was the Hori Fighting Stick Mini. You know, the baby's first fight stick. It was pretty good. It's pretty good for a beginner's fight stick. I highly recommend it for those who are, you know, who aren't sure if they want to get into the whole fight stick thing and, you know, if you don't know if fight sticks are for you, you know, get that. It's a good little starter. You won't be able to mod it or anything because it's all welded in. You know, the buttons and everything are welded in. But then if you feel like you want to go all out on the fight stick, then grab yourself one. Invest in it. Get the parts, the Sama parts. Modify it. You can hand your fighting stick Hori to a friend who may be inexperienced, or to your kid if you have kids. Or keep it in your collection. But yeah, I play pretty much everything with the fight stick. Not just only with the arcade stick, not just only the fighting games, but I also do arcade archives and other arcade games with it.
But only one will be declared the best.
Drink a quick round of water. So I apparently beat Dalston without even realizing it. Maybe I should talk more. I'll win more. This one is an annoyance. He just likes to roll around and flip me over.
Are you ready? Fight!
Like that. And then you see he does that shoulder rush. Got him. Woo.
Will the tide of battle turn? Fight!
Oh, he got. Oh. Ooh. I almost screwed up there. The temptation to try to pull off the ultra was there, but thankfully my other half of the brain was like, get the quick hit, get the quick hit. Don't even attempt to do an ultra. Just finish him. 5-game winning streak. Nice.
The world's fiercest fighters await. Will you be the last warrior standing?
See Viper. I just noticed that Street Fighter V, other than E Honda and M Bison, none of the new fighters got the first letter with the dot on it. Like C Viper. She's I guess she was the last new character to come in with that, with the letter. They need to bring that back. or am I wrong?
Your destiny
Anyway.
will be determined here.
See Viper.
Are you ready? Fight!
Gotta watch out. She really loves that electricity. There we go. Oof. There we go. Dang. Gotcha. Bam. Not enough. Wow. Them kids were happy. Yeah, there we go. Woo! Oh,
You win!
another viewer showed up. Hey, welcome to Coqui-san Freelance Gamer. You're watching a Ken roster run here on Ultra Street Fighter 4. The whole objective is to go through the entire roster and get as many wins as possible on the highest setting. And I'm streaking. I'm on a bit of a streak now. Ooh, I need to mark that down. Next fighter, Bison. There we go. So far, I'm doing good. I'm doing way better than I anticipated. Usually with these roster runs, they're tough. Very tough. Especially Guilty Gear. Ooh. Guilty Gear hurts me a lot. Two of my worst runs was Chaos Code and Battle Fantasia. Like, wow, man. I royally stink. I gotta be able to get better on those two. Because I gotta do a lot more training.
Pick up the pace. Fight!
Wait a second. I threw a punch. I didn't even... Whoa. Sorry, I'm getting thrown off here. Because I just did something crazy awesome. Whoa, he just stepped on me. Oh, he kneed me in the face. Yeah, I didn't do a throw, and it looked like I blocked his throw with my punch. Must further investigate this. In the meantime, I gotta try and win this. I don't want my streak to end. Oh. There we go. Gotcha. Bam. Let's keep that up. Oh! You returned the favor. Dang! Ah! He broke my streak. That really threw me off. I threw a punch and it looked like and I blocked his throw. That's so weird. I've never seen anything like it. But that's the thing. It wasn't even a legit punch. It was the block. You know, the cancel, the tech cancel. That's what I'm saying. It had the tech cancel. It wasn't an actual override. You know, the punch beating the throw. Sagat's next. Now I gotta start a new streak. Ah. Yeah, I've been playing fighting games since since Street Fighter 1 came out. Never really looked back when Street Fighter 2 came out and then improved upon Street Fighter 1. It was pretty awesome. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, I really love that. I think that's the best Street Fighter to this day. That parry system is just freaking amazing. A very amazing mechanic. I got it. Yeah, he wants me to. There we go. Oh. Ah, I was trying to get in there. Yeah, he got me. I should have gone into a block. Yeah. touched as many fighting games as I possibly could. One of the best fighting spots in my area was Chinatown Fair in Chinatown, New York. So disappointed when they closed down and then replaced it with a more family-friendly theme. Took away all the fighting games. It was around that time that I discovered the Rumblefish, and I was like really starting to get to know that game. I was really liking that. It was the only game nobody was really touching, so it was like, oh, I have a game that I can actually rock on. But Chinatown Fair at that time, man, fighting games everywhere. Like fighting games you never even think of. They had Karma Heart, of course, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Mortal Kombat, King of Fighters, and yes, they had the Rumblefish. And I really was enjoying that. It was like I was finally starting to enjoy this game. I was like finally getting a handle, and then closed down. I was like, no. It was heartbreaking. It was just out of nowhere, the closure. But you want to talk about fights, all kinds of fighting going on here? I mean, talking about like arcade fight, not like actual fighting. There was no physical violence going on in there. I'm talking about like some awesome matches was going on. Then I started going to 8 on the Break over in Dunell, New Jersey, as a substitute. Plenty of good fighting game players over there. And they also had Tatsunoko versus Capcom. I was basically, well, I was good. But there were a lot of top skilled players were there. I don't know if they were like FGC skilled, or I don't know, probably, like I don't know if they do tournaments or any. Well, I know they do tournaments in 8 on the Break, but I mean like I don't know what their national ranks are and such, basically. But you want to talk about tough skilled players, you'll find that right there on 8 on the Break. Ah, caught me. Yeah, I button mashed there. Terrible. I shouldn't have button mashed, but I was just too desperate. Yeah, be careful, man. Button mashing is the #1 big mistake for fighting games. You never win with button mashing. Got to try to. Oh, dang! She got priority. Oh, she got under there. There we go. I don't know why I jumped. I know she was good. That was a stupid thing I did. I should not have jumped. Should have been more patient. There we go. Patience. Ah. Technical. Dang it. Oh, back. There we go. Ah. Yeah, she's gonna win this. Try to do a wake up ultra, but... Oh well. I've never been good against Cammy anyway. She's just got too much cross-ups, and mix-ups. Especially those dang mix-ups. But the lead is still good.
The curtain is raised on the world's most extreme fighting tournament. Who will walk away victorious?
Everybody's welcome to join. Everybody's welcome to join this channel.
At this location.
Chat away, follow, whatever floats your boat. I just look forward to entertaining you all because it's fun. This is fun. Gaming is fun.
Let's get
All is
started.
fun.
Fight!
Woo. Ow. Mmm. There we go. Woo.
What will happen now? Fight!
I think I'm gonna do a Blade Stranger's roster run next time. I've been handling Nodoka really good. Oh. Why did I do that? Oh. Dang. Got that invincibility. Ah. Yeah, Blade Treasure is pretty fun. It's pretty fun. You know, it's a pretty fun game. I did Shovel Knight roster run. It was pretty cool bringing out the giant whale. Uh-oh, he's dominating. Ooh. I'm button mashing. Gotcha. Alright, let's see if I can come back on this. Throw one. That was so dumb. After putting up an awesome first round, I screwed up the next two. I hang my head in shame. Hey, got another viewer. Welcome. Welcome. This is a roster run. Ken's roster run on Ultra Street Fighter 4. The objective is to go through the entire roster and get as many wins as possible on the hardest level. Feel free to chat away if you're interested.
The stage of battle is set.
Cody. Taking on a final fight. They should have put Mike Hagar in Street Fighter. It was it's long overdue.
Are you ready? Fight!
In fact, they should have been bringing in the Saturday Night Slam Masters into Street Fighter, not just on, or at least connect the whole thing together. Dang, he broke that. Dang it, he threw the knife at me. Nah, I'm done for. Gotcha. Woo! Alright, got a fight going. Oh, he came in. Ah! Why'd I press punch? And my man just walked away. It's like, I ain't done nothing.
What will happen now? Fight!
Like, you didn't see that. Oh, oh. Ah! Gotcha. Woo! Right through the tornado. Alright. Got a little control here. Dang it. Oh, this tornado. Bro. Woo! 3-piece, like bang! Alright.
練習してこい
Pull out all the stuff.
Let's end this little 2-game winning streak. Ah! Oh, I thought he legit hit me. Dang it. Oh boy, he's coming in. Get that knife out of there. Oh, yes. Bro. Get back, get back. He's aggressive. Woo! Close, close. Oh, that was a miracle. That was traditional. That was traditional. Jump kick, sweep. Jump kick, sweep. That was old school. Old school to him. That's what you gotta do with them old school fighters. You gotta jump kick, sweep. Jump kick, sweep. Oh man, yo! I remember I found on YouTube there was this like tutorial video on how to play Street Fighter 2, and it was just so hilarious because they were like explaining how to do all the combos, and the combos all started with jump kick. Every single combo was you start with a jump kick, and then you do a low kick. And I'm like, what? I was like, wow, we came a long way from that. It was pretty hilarious. It's like every single fighter, you start in with a jump kick, then you come in with a low hit. And I was like, oh my gosh, we really played like that back then? And the answer was yes. That's all we did. We would all just jump kick and sweep each other. Ah, youth. My man was like, come here. Here we go. My man jutsu'd over there. Oh, he flexed. He's like, I'll take one step up and then block. Oh! Dang. Oh! Got him.
What will happen now?
Beach volleyball Ken. Get it now from Barbie. Oh, I could throw the same way as you if I could get in there. Uh-oh. Like that. See? I can do the same thing. Oh, he got behind me. Win. Sweetness.
You win. The world's fiercest
Next
fighter.
up.
Will you be the last warrior?
Hakan. Oil coaster. I like that name, oil coaster. I mean, it's like.
East Asia, pit stop 109. Your destiny will be determined here.
What's the significance of the 109? It's the 109th pit stop or something?
いつでもいいぜかかってきな根性叩き直したる
Are Are you ready? Fight!
Oh, that's right. It comes in low. He likes to swing in low like that. There we go. It's like fighting E Honda here. I'm done. Enjoy the ride. Whee!
What will happen now? Fight!
Ah, got under. Why does it sound like Ryu's song all of a sudden? That it's like right in the face. Oh, he blocked that. You don't block my move. Uh-oh. Throw him. I hate to. There we go. Throw again. What? Oh! Get him, get him, get. Ah, I'm done for. Ah. Dang. I can't believe it. He EX'd and was protected by it. 17-11. Hey, I'm on a good. Yeah, that's a good record going on so far. This may be my best. With Sakura, was one win. I had like what 21, like one win better.
The curtain is raised on the
So
world's most
hopefully I can keep this up.
will walk away victorious.
Rolento, the fresh maker.
North America, skyscraper under construction. Fight locale chosen.
And we're right back to the beginning of the stage slacks.
いつでもいいぜかかってきな
How fitting his stage would feature.
俺より
Wait,
戦
yeah.
闘を開始する
His stage would be Mad Gears. You can see Hugo, background, back there. He just likes to leap a lot. I see no reason not to spam. There we go. Dang it. There we go. Nice.
Let's keep it up. Fight!
Dang it. Oh, oh, oh. Gotcha. Bam. Throw. Got him. Woo! Slid right into it. Awesome.
You win!
Here we go. Poison.
Exciting switch. White locale chosen.
いつでもいいぜかかってきな
The battle has begun. Fight!
Quick exchange there. Just gonna try and zone me out, huh? Alright. There we go. Oh! GX that. Bro. Oh! The thing's coming across the screen and I see it a mile away and I still attempted to Hadouken there.
Pick up the pace. Fight!
Bro. Bam! Oh, she got over that. Oh, she's coming back. Oh, wow. That would have been embarrassing. Gotta come back from all that. Having dizzied her out. Okay, I got some meter. She's got meter. Ah. Dang it. Wow. Just hyper aggressive. Just stayed right on top of me.
You lose.
It depends. Let me get back to you on that one. Excuse me 1 second.
The curtain is raised on the world's most extreme fighting tournament. Who will walk away?
Okay, sorry about that. We had a big emergency and I had to put it out real quickly. Nobody's hurt. Everything is all fine. Okay, just make sure everything's okay. My audio, yeah, it was. Thankfully, nobody's hurt and everything is good. So, sorry for that. Thank you all for being patient. All is good. It's time to continue on to line 3. Evil Ryu. I'm clonage. But you know, by comparison, not as bad as Mortal Kombat. You want to talk about copy pasting? Mortal Kombat was really takes the cake. There was like what 10 ninjas, all with the same outfit, with a different color. Like they started making up colors to differentiate everybody.
East Asia. Best people ever. Destination confirmed.
いつでもいいぜかかってきな真の像止めてくれ
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
Ah. Oh, you're gonna play like that, huh? Get over here. I'm determined to throw you now. Oh, he threw me first. How dare you? That's twice he threw me. How dare you? Now I gotta throw you twice. Here's one. Get back over here. I gotta throw you a second time. Oh, now I gotta throw you twice again. Done. Haha. Got round one.
And the battle continues. Fight!
Okay. Now you want more throw. Oh, you're gonna lead me on throws, aren't you? Gotta get you one more time. Haha. Oh. Oh. Gotcha. Bam. This is game. Watching me like only one damage. Oh, okay. I was expecting that to be left with like a tiny little damage there.
You win! The curtain is raised on the world's most extreme fighting tournament. Who will walk away victorious?
Gilly. Oh man. Gaio. Man.
South America.
He started that whole flat top craze, that whole hair flat top craze back in the 90s. You know he did. He set that trend. So many classmates I knew came out with that hairstyle.
かかってきな
We all know he started it. His Street Fighter V suit.
The battle has begun. Fight!
His flight attendant suit. That's crazy. He's got a longer reach than I do. And I'm the one who's supposed to kick. Oh.
Pick up the pace.
I don't know if I'm gonna win. I would like to win. But it's Gaia. Well, that looked glitchy. Oh. Yeah, I can't get in there. I'm done for. Well, that was terrible.
You lose. The craziest and wildest fighters have assembled from around the world to join in the fight. But only one will be declared the
Lanka.
best. solar eclipse. Destination.
Street Fighter movie was cool, but it was just so weird seeing Guile's friend Charlie, who we know as Nash now, become Blanca in the movie.
かかってきな
Explorer outfit.
Let's get started. Fight.
But Raul Julia, oh man, man, it was pretty awesome as M. Bison. It was like, to me it was Tuesday. What up? Oh, okay. I got lucky. I didn't realize the reach was there. There we go. I thought I missed the reach. But yeah, man, Raul Julia was cool as a bison. It's like, you thought you were fighting a man? You thought you were actually fighting a man, but in fact you were fighting a god. Man, and the burn on Sagat, it's like, I didn't see. There we go.
You win.
Ooh, 20 wins. Oh, I'm gonna be besting my record. My Ultra Street Fighter 4 record.
The curtain is raised on the world's most extreme fighting tournament. Who will walk away victorious?
Zangief. Quick, change the channel.
The stage of battle
You got
is set.
paid? My man didn't get paid in the movie.
いつでもいいぜかかってきな
Yeah, despite the bad characterizations in Street Fighter movie, it was still very fun.
Battle has begun. Fight.
Even though the moves look so ridiculously dumb, their specials. Old school Street Fighter 2 style, just spam the fireballs. I'm playing Street Fighter 2 here. My man got combos. Oh. So do I. Oh. What the? My man was. My man chucking chives. Yo. He's like came in with them multiple low kicks. Ooh.
Let's keep it up. Fight.
Get back. Get away from me. Back. Dang it, he EX'd that. Oh, do I get the reach? Yes. But Zangief, the man's full of muscles. Of course. And he did a low one. He didn't even do a heavy one. Oh, that wasn't even... Wow, he didn't even do a heavy one. That's how insignificant I was. He's like, you only get a little one. Ugh, you get a little pile driver. Comrade. I lost control of that one.
Craziest and wildest
The loss is well deserved.
but only one
Rufus.
declared the best.
Man, you ever want to mock an American? Rufus is the one. Into kung fu movies and total fatness. Pulling out the Homer Simpson fat on us. It's Homer Simpson, basically. I'm fighting Homer Simpson. I'm surprised nobody put a Homer Simpson mod on his body. I should be fighting Homer Simpson right now.
Who will emerge a champion? Fight!
Man, I really like the Simpsons arcade game. That and the Ninja Turtle ones. Like, I can't describe it, but whatever sweet spot Konami did, man. Got him. Oh, he got the priority. There we go. Woo.
What will happen now?
I always play Bart Simpson on the Simpsons arcade game. Just like I always play Donatello. That's because they got the reach. Oh, he got. Okay, got him this time. Woo! Not much, but just to get back into the game here. There we go. Throw. Oh, my man was like, you ain't throwing me. He's like, jump.
You win!
All right. Okay, I thought I lost track of my wins there. I don't trust the counter on here. One bad mistake and it could mess up the whole count there.
The world's fiercest fighters await. Will you be the last warrior standing?
Taking on Rey Mysterio.
Destination confirmed.
El Fuerte, Flying Gigabuster. Come on, could have finished it all up in Spanish. you got these moves all in Japanese. You could have finished it off in Spanish. Didn't need to make it Spanglish.
Are you ready? Fight!
Yeah. It's pretty cool seeing you know, that Mexico get represented. When I saw T-Hawk, I was like, that's interesting. He doesn't look Mexican, but that's interesting. Got him. Oh. There we go. But then El Fuerte happened, also El Blaze in Virtual Fighter, and then I was like, you know, we need a Puerto Rican Street Fighter. We need a Puerto Rican Street Fighter. And then, of course, nobody was hooking us up with a Puerto Rican Street Fighter, so I decided to make one of my own. And Savage Strikers. Dang it. Well, I wasted my meter on that one. Ah. Ah. Yeah, I lost this one. He's jumping all over the place.
Who will emerge victorious? Fight!
Nah, I'm button mashing. Stop button mashing. Yep, I'm button mashing. Got him. Seriously, he got away from that? Yes, got the throw.
You win.
Woo! That was a weird fight. I was just curious.
The world's fiercest fighters await. Will you be the last warrior standing?
Spain, España.
North America. Cast light. The stage of battle is set.
Yeah, I beat Street Fighter, the movie, the video game with Vega. Such an easy spam. Just do his rolling claw over and over again. He would roll and then be like, juggling. Just spam it over and over again. And you win. That's it.
Are you
It was very weird seeing Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia, though, in video game form. It was pretty awesome, but it was just weird at the same time, you know? Get him. Nice. Pull him in. No. Oh, I'm done for. Oh. Oh, okay. just like in Street Fighter 2. Get pushed right into the corner and you're still able to hit him.
Will the tide of battle turn? Fight!
Throw. Here we go. Ah. Oh well, I'll take it.
You win! Who will bask in the glory and adoration that comes with being declared the
Battle
world's
dog.
greatest fighter? Europe, snowy rail yard.
I'm gonna make them make reference out of his children. You know they have a mother too. I believe she'll die of grief.
いつでもいいぜかかってきな
Go Lane. What's your prediction for this match? Hey. Dang. And this was one character that really got some justice done. I remember how everybody avoided playing Balrog back in Street Fighter 2 in my local. Because you just spam fireballs and you could barely jump over them. But now they made him into a beast. Street Fighter 5, I've seen some of those, seen them matchups. Really, really excellent. Ah. Got him. I was too far. Got him. Woo. Yeah, of all the Street Fighter characters in Street Fighter, Balrog was definitely the most improved. Oh man, my record's awesome. This is my best run ever. 24-14.
The curtain is raised on the world's most extreme fighting tournament. Who will walk away victorious?
And how many fights do I have left? 6? Oh yeah, I'm guaranteed a winning record. Yes, but now it's just a matter of piling it all on. Wow, if I run the table, I can get 30. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I gotta first deal with these guys.
South America, inland jungle. Fight locale chosen.
Chinese connection.
The battle has begun. Fight!
Love the homage. Oof. Dang it. Yep. Go. Right. Dang it. Got him. Woo!
Let's keep it up. Fight!
Now. I can't believe that missed. The hitbox. Return the favor. Got him. Yeah, one of the things I didn't like Super Street Fighter 2 was changing the voices. I mean, I understand they were trying to change the voices, but when God went from Sonic Boom to Sonic Boom, it was just so disturbing. Even though his song was rockin' awesome, you know, rank it up there with Mega Man, Dr. Wily's stage, Mega Man 2. Definitely top 2 right there, man. But yeah, you just go from Sonic Boom to Sonic Boom, and then the announcer would be like, from round 1 to round 1. It's like, come on, man. But what happened to your audio? still trying to figure out Guile's backstep in Street Fighter 2. I mean, he's like his feet like going around in a circle.
いつでもいいぜかかってきな
Is my main in Super Street Fighter 2.
Who will emerge a champion? Fight!
Ah, I always loved that move, man. Ah. There we go. There we go. Dang. Oh. Dang it! I'll screw up the command. Dude, get the eagle to fly in. Get the eagle to fly in. Raise your arm up. Get the eagle to fly in. Oh. There we go. Ah. I know he was gonna anti-air that. Ah. Thank you for making things easy for me. Ah. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't throw me. Gotcha. Right there. Oh. The cojones. I love Makoto. Punch you in the corner, like, it just punches you more. I remember seeing that on YouTube. some guy made a some guy made a an animated video of Makoto doing her ultra on all the fighters, but hitting them right in the cojones, man. It was hilarious. There we are. I knew I'd get that. Ah! Oh, he slammed me. Nope. Wow. That was a slow camera move there. Dang. Oh, he's got that reach. Dang it. Ah, heartbreaking, heartbreaking. I'm Ed. A-E-D, Ed.
The craziest and wildest fighters have assembled from around the world to join in the fight.
Final four.
They declared the
Adon, or Adon, or add-on. I call him add-on, because that's what he is. He's an add-on.
South Asia, beautiful bay. Destination confirmed.
Total silence.
いつでもいいぜかかってきな俺様の最強ってことを教えてやるぜ
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
Bro. Throw again. Haha, gotcha. Oh, he's like, you're not throwing me. Okay, I'll just mid-punch you in the air. Like, shot. And speaking of shot, I've been playing this pinball game called Ultraman. It's a nice, awesome show called Ultraman. It was pretty cool because it's kind of like it's not like the Bally or mid, you know, the other arcades like from Bally and such, the other pinballs. It's actually they actually play scenes from Ultraman, actual scenes from Ultraman. And boy, the music is cool. It's like all that old school music, like that old '60s beat. And then whenever you lose, the board starts flashing and you hear the sound. Ding!
The curtain is raised on the world's most extreme fighting tournament. Who will walk away victorious?
It's a kiss from a rose. Never could understand what the lyrics he was saying. It's like it's like, what did he say? What was those lyrics? Cool song though. Cool song. Okay, movie. But it was cool seeing Val Kilmer and what's his name? The actor who played Alfred reunite since Top Secret. Ah, sad. I'm having the babies. Dang it. No, you will not touch me. Bam! There we go. Victory is mine.
What will happen now? Fight!
Ah, of course she was blind. Oh, she got me. Oh, I thought she got me. Dang it. Did I get her? Yeah, there we go. How much damage do I get? Alright, I'm in the lead. Zip. Kick. Done.
You win!
Oh. All this time. Sorry about that. All this time. Wasn't even paying attention. I had the emergency going on and I had the flap down. Let me fix this up here. I apologize for that. You all hearing my voice and I'm not even on the screen. Shame on me. Shame on me. Shame. I hang my head in shame. I'm like doing all this awesomeness and you're not seeing my face reaction. Not seeing me going, yay. Making all these hand movements and everything. See, that's what happens when you have an emergency. You know, you gotta prioritize your emergencies. Dang. Everybody gang chung tonight. Bang. Everybody gang chung tonight.
Evening, Old Temple. Fight locale chosen.
Raishin my Haken.
Let's get started. Fight!
Dang it. Just throw. Oh, I tried throwing. Here we go. Ah! Ah! Bro. There we go. Yeah, he plays like King now. It's very weird. You know, Ken has the King kick. Ah. Throw. Throw again. Come on, keep doing that. Ah. Oh, this time he was ready with the throw. Throw. Ooh, came in with a quick combo. May as well. He just keeps going into walking into me.
You win.
ACD. Missing the C. You're missing the C. Oh, wow. That's insane. If I had being T-Hawk, wow, I would have had a chance at ending this on a 10-game winning streak. Ooh. Hugo. I gotta say, Capcom got ridiculous putting in tall fighters. I can't wait to see the 9-foot tall fighter that whose head will be chopped off at the top of the screen in Street Fighter 6. Seriously, man, they should have brought Hugo in to go to compliment Abigail. Just see Hugo and Abigail together, tall as they are, king of the monsters. Seriously, they're gonna make somebody that's gonna be taller than Abigail, and his head's gonna chop off the top of the screen.
Who will emerge a champion? Fight!
My man clapped me from all the way out there. Yeah, I never have it easy with Hugo. He's just too monstrous. Ah. Well, at least I get something out of this. Yep, that's it. Oh, I feel flattened.
Pick up the pace. Fight!
That reach! Ah. Oh my gosh, he's got that crazy reach. Ah, he got me. No! He ran all the way across the screen. Got him. Missed. Please be enough to take him out. Yes! Got one more round to go. Will this be the first time I beat Hugo? I doubt it.
This is the last round. Fight!
I need to keep it. I'm gonna have to do it. It's available to me. I don't want to lose. I want to beat Hugo for once. If I gotta do it, I gotta do it. Ow. Ah. Ah. No, that's game. Oh. I did it. I finally beat Hugo for the first time. Yay. Then again, I have the benefit of of diagonal up Hadokens. Woo. Ah, man. Finally. Bang. I only had being T-Hawk. I could have ran the table. Oh, man. This is the best roster run yet on Ultra Street Fighter 4. Oh yeah, look at that, 29 to 15. Woo. Dang, I've only had being T-Hawk. I had it right there. Oh, I could have ended this on a 10-game winning streak and taken in 30 wins. Wow. Oh man, look at that, 65.9% win ratio. That's interesting. Keep note of. Although that probably only works for versus mode. Yeah. Ah, this was awesome. Alright, let's quit the versus. That's the end of the roster run. Oh, that was just awesome. That was way too awesome. Unlock code, that's nice. And new taunt, that's nice. I cannot for these things. Woo. And that is the roster run. Thank those who joined in. I hope you all enjoyed it. Those of you watching who are probably watching the recordings, thank you for watching the recordings. I really hope you got a good idea of how the roster runs work. There'll be plenty more in the future where that comes from. Yeah, the next time I'll do the roster run will definitely be Blade Strangers, Notika's roster run. So you'll get to see how I do with that one. So pretty much, yeah. Oh man, yeah, 29 wins. What a way to finish it. But yeah, T-Hawk, man. If I had gotten T-Hawk, that would have been a 10 game winning streak to end on. Would have been a great one. But nevertheless, there'll be more Freelance Gamer tomorrow. I figure I'll just give a quick heads up. It'll be I'm gonna jump into Elden Ring. Yes, I have Elden Ring on the PC. I've been dying to play it, and I'm going to be doing that tomorrow night on Freelance Gamer. Okay, so the what's on tap for the schedule that's now set in place. Tuesday and Wednesday will be Coqui-san LLC presentations. I'm going to be working on Savage Strikers, the fighting card game. If you're interested in learning game designs and watching me transfer my game cards over into Tabletop Simulator, please join in. Thursday will be my my Japanese language only show, which is Coqui-san Japan. I'm bringing that over from YouTube, from my Coqui-san Japan YouTube channel. On that Thursday, I speak exclusively Japanese. I'm learning the language. I'm learning to read it. I'm learning to write it. So, swing on by. There'll be I'll be reading. I'm going to continue on reading Tenkinoko. I'm pretty much almost done reading the light novel, and I'll be doing an arcade archive game. I think I'm going to jump in on Shusei Uzumo. Which is Japanese language arcade game to help with helping me learn Japanese. And then Friday, more Splatterbomb Lounge, part 16 of Final Fantasy 7. I finally made it to disc 2 in Final Fantasy 7, so I'm gonna be moving onward with the journey, with the characters, with the gang over at Splatterbomb Lounge. So that's the schedule. That's locked in place. Monday through Friday. Saturday, Sundays I am off. All these recordings that I'm doing here, that I'm saving from these live streams, will get posted up on YouTube the next day. So yeah, that's it. All right. So that's how this is gonna work here on Coqui-san Twitch. So with all that said, Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate all those who jumped in, all the viewers who came in and took a good look. Please, if you're watching here at the end, come back. You're welcome to come back anytime you want. Those of you who are watching the videos right now in the recording, please, join in. You know what I'm saying? Don't be strangers. Join in on the chat. Speak. Come in on the chat. Hit that follow button. All that nice little stuff. I'm not a stranger. No, I'm nothing like that. So, and if you like my gameplays, hey, there you go. So with all that said, I thank you all for joining me. I wish you all a good night, buenas noches, and oyasumi nasai.